Hello, I'm Jim Lake. Once again, I have a video of a night sky object I call a slow mover. I caught this object in the sky over my house on the night of May 15th, 2024. Now I realize that people struggle to believe that these objects in the sky above them are esoteric in nature. So I understand completely when they're inclined to totally reject the notion that these objects somehow respond to us, that somehow they can hear us when we talk to them and respond. It stretches the imagination. Yes, yet their actions suggest that this is the case. Here I have a case in point. I call out to them and ask them to show themselves on my camera. As I do, this appears in my camera's field of view.
Okay, brothers, once again I'm here, and my camera's looking for you, and I ask you to appear.
While I'm in the process of asking them to appear, they're already there, right in the field of view of my camera, lights turning on and off. And they flash me twice in a row. The first time, it's a brilliant red, and the second time, it's a bright white. If you study the recording frame by frame, you can see the dim white triangular outline of the ship with the lights out. Then the lights come on, a bright red color. Then the light goes off and the ship continues on its way as a dim outline. Then, once again, the lights come on, this time a bright white. The light is on for just a brief moment, about 130 milliseconds, and then the ship returns to its dim white outline. When I first realized that these objects would respond to us, they were doing so with a single flash of white light. I captured a number of these instances, and I found them very convincing. But I knew that some people would claim that what I was seeing was a flaring satellite. A flaring satellite is one that has a flat surface, and it rotates. And as it rotates, it can reflect the sun briefly down to the surface of the Earth, like a signal mirror. What results is a brief flash of light every time the object rotates. So, I've been calling out to them, asking them to flash twice. Flaring satellites can't do that. Here, they did me better. Not only did they flash twice, but they used two different colors, red and white. No flaring satellite can do that because the sun's not red. How certain am I of all this? Well, I've duplicated the phenomenon enough times so that I'm relatively confident of what I'm seeing. Are there other possibilities? Well, sure there are. What we're seeing could be an illusion. It's quite possible that there's no physical object there at all. Jacques Vallée, in his book Passport to Magonia, proposes that the UFO phenomenon and the paranormal are really two different manifestations of the very same thing. He suggests that UFOs may not be physical objects that we think they are. Instead, they may exist in some parallel dimensional place or space. And perhaps what we see are just images of them, or perhaps just images with no physical object at all. Now, I find this subject irresistibly fascinating, but I realize that it could be frightening, and it pushes some people beyond what they're willing to accept. However, I also believe that that's the very reason that they appear the way they do. I think that we're slowly being prepared for a new paradigm where strange concepts and occurrences will be commonplace in the world around us. Our world is changing right underneath our feet into something different than what we've become accustomed to. I, for one, welcome that change because I realize that the world we've built is not sustainable. There must be a way for us to live together, not in a state of constant war. Besides, we're going to run out of resources at some point anyway. The UFO's appearance in our world shows us that there's another way to move forward. There are places and spaces that we don't presently understand, and they're pointing this out to us by appearing to us in a way that we have a great deal of difficulty understanding. What better way to introduce us to the concept that there is a great deal more to the universe than the purely physical existence that we think that is all there is. Thank you for watching to the end.